When your parents react with, "Are you sure you want to do this? It sounds a bit crazy," usually you know you're on the right track. And when I explained how I wanted to travel by train from Amsterdam to Trieste, my father admitted also being a little bit jealous. Anyhow, let's start somewhere in the middle. So, good morning from Trieste. I'm here. This is my second day in Trieste. It's also the last day. And I've traveled here from Amsterdam by train, which was a whole journey. And I think 1.5 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, I just really felt the urge to go somewhere on my own to photograph and to do it by train. You see, in the last couple of years, I have been a bit lazy. And this happened after my 2-year-long assignment I did for a newspaper with a weekly deadline and a weekly publication. If you want, I can make a separate video about it once. But now I really felt the urge to create again and to really make photography the sole purpose of a trip. And I also took all unexpected events of the journey as an opportunity to create and not as an inconvenience. A part of the journey was cancelled and I had to take a separate train from Amsterdam to Cologne, Germany. And here I had 2 hours of a lot of wind, quite a warm temperature, and a lot of Christmas sadness. All I could wish for. Then it was time to board the night jet from Cologne to Munich. Unexpectedly, this night jet was quite fancy. I chose a cabin of maximum 3 people, only ladies. But in the end, it was just me. With spectacular views, I crossed the Alps from Munich to Verona, Italy. Whenever I arrive in a new city, I always look for the nearest water, the sea, in this case, the river. With my camera ready in my hand, I followed the river and my gut feeling. And there were quite some scenes I encountered. I saw some romance, as Verona is the city of Romeo and Juliet. I took myself out for dinner and I had this mesmerizing dessert called Bacio di Giulietta, Juliet's kiss. The next day I took a train to finally arrive in Trieste. It's a very special city. Someone also told me people here feel more like they're from Trieste than from Italy. And for me especially it's very interesting, and it's also a bit surreal because it has all these Slavic elements. It is on the border with Slovenia. It has Hungarian elements, and of course combined with the Italian culture. And I come from Czech Republic, and I'm used to the whole Central East European vibe. And my whole life I've loved Italy. So to see this mix from home and from the culture I love, all come together in architecture, food, people's faces. And even the smell of some buildings, of interiors. It is fascinating and inspiring. And then the photography part, I'm really I'm walking my ass off. I also bought my second pair of shoes because my back hurt, my feet hurt. So I hope the last pair it's better. But I'm fanatic. So let's see what I will come home with. I love the mood in Trieste. The sea gave it an even more dramatic layer, and together with the pre-Christmas atmosphere and the rainy weather, it became all a bit melancholic, which fitted my mood and it fitted the state I wanted to be in to photograph. So somehow it all came together. The next morning I was ready for a new hunt, and I even took my microphone with me. Now I am at the waterfront. Behind me you can see the view, it's quite nice. And I've made my first good picture, I hope it's good. So I'm kind of relaxed. I think I can start thinking about food, very important. A detail I enjoyed very much in this scene were the flowers. Somehow romance would be a theme through the photos I took on this trip. As for gear, I have the X-T4, the one I'm filming with, and I also have my X-T1, which is kind of falling apart, but it's still working, and I have a zoom lens. For the first time since a very long time, I use the zoom lens for street photography, and it works to flatten images out and to think more about compositions. After a quite successful morning and quite a heavy lunch, I encountered this scene, this couple, on the bench, and it reminds me very much of an earlier photo I took in Antwerp. I guess I was street repeating myself. That evening I didn't get many pictures, but that's okay, because I still had one more day, right? Well, wishful thinking. So I've ended up in a residential area, quite an interesting one. I think it's called Roiano. And it's lovely, like things could happen, but nothing happened yet. I had coffee on a square and I was waiting around, but nothing. I think I have 0 pictures or maybe 1. Sometimes you have all these surprises all in once. And then you go to an interesting neighborhood and nothing happens. So here I got sent away as I was apparently on public school property. This day was going just great. At least the pigeon didn't protest to be photographed. That evening I only went out for my last dinner and I was a bit disappointed about the day. But then I came across this one, the hairdresser. Sometimes you come across these surprises when you have already given up. The next morning I was getting myself ready for the trip back from Trieste to Amsterdam. This would be the only moment I would see some sun in Trieste. Basically I saw the sun only from the train window. But it's okay. I took the same route through the Alps, and this time I had quite a long layover in Munich. I was super tired after days and days of walking, but still I managed to do a round. These 4 hours felt quite long, and then the train was also late. In the end, I'm happy I've done this trip like this. I have used photography as kind of a remedy, and I have reactivated my photo hunting instincts, and in the near future I hope to use them also a bit closer to home, my current home, Amsterdam.